Hello, this is Stuart Ross. I'm here with Kubassek, and we're the co-founders of Digital Experts Academy, along with good friends Guy Ferdman and Ilan Ferdman. And we're kind of known as, I suppose, the digital experts. And we're here right now in London. We've just had a phenomenal event here over the last 5 days. And what we wanted to do, whilst we're in this mode of, quite honestly, feeling like we've just delivered some pretty amazing information,
yeah, for sure.
we wanted to shoot a video to really talk to you about what it is that we're all about and why we do what we do. And in fact, we want this video to serve as somewhat of a kind of pattern interrupt in your life, where you may actually come away from this video thinking about a whole different way of thinking, having a whole way different of thinking. And that's kind of what we're here for. That's kind of our purpose, our passion. And one of the things that we always notice whenever we hold events like this is that the reason that so many people seek us out is because they recognise that we've kind of figured out some new skill sets and new mindsets that enable individuals in this new digital economy to really claim back their life and really be in a position of where they have control and self-sufficient, not relying on a boss, not having to commute to a job or run a traditional business that maybe they're not really that passionate about. And I think if there's one thing that I can say that we're all extremely synchronized on, it's this burning desire to really reach out to millions of people and really start to wake them up to what is possible in this new digital economy. So on that note, I'm going to hand you over to Jay, who will tell you a little bit more about why we do what we do.
Absolutely, and Stuart just said, millions of people right now, we feel, are living a life that they think they have to live. And in some cases, you could almost say that they're living their life in a box, or in a box of circumstances, in a paradigm where maybe they got the education that they thought they needed to get the job that they thought they would want, so that they could ultimately have the life that either they thought they wanted or somebody told them that they wanted. And likely no different than these millions of people. I remember being a kid and people ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And quite honestly, I could never really answer that question. Part of me just never wanted to commit to a career, to being something like a fireman or a farmer or a computer programmer or a banker. And none of those things really appealed to me. And really, I think if we were to sum it up, what we're doing here is giving people a way to become the best version of themselves without having to pick one of those boxes necessarily. And really, it's about who you want to become. Because the internet now, let's face it, has given just a tremendous opportunity to really anyone who acquires these new skills that Stuart so eloquently described or mentioned. So what we'd like to do is really share this drive that we have, this mission, which is really reinforced by the results that our members are getting. At the end of the day, we all know there are two economies. And we all know that if you keep doing things the same way you're doing them, you can expect the same outcome. So for us, again, it's really about helping people become the best possible version of themselves. And we're really fortunate to have our good friends and two of our experts from the Academy here with us, Guy and Ilan Ferdman.
Just what I want to say before I hand over to probably you, Ilan, is that for me and for Jay, I suppose it was a little bit longer ago since we kind of cracked this code of being self-sufficient online. You guys, I think, is it 2.5 years now? Where these guys have been in a position, much like ours and many of our students now, where as long as we have one of these, a laptop and internet connection, sometimes you need a socket and, to power it up. But as long as we've got our laptops and an internet connection, we're in business. And I think that it's fair to say we probably take it for granted now, because you in life sometimes you do take things for granted when you get used to something. But I want you to just frame this conversation in a position where when you finally broke the code and were in that position along with Guy to live that kind of lifestyle, what did that mean to you, your family, your lifestyle? Because one of the things I really want to focus on here is quality of life. So talk about that.
Sure. Well, I'm a father of two, pretty recent, I guess. So I have a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old, and when my previous job had absolutely collapsed, I lost the previous business that spent about 8 years building. The greatest thing about that lifestyle, with having the computer and being able to do what you want, when you want, guy always mentions not having to wake up to an alarm clock is feeling like retired. But being able to, this is going to sound so cliche, but being able to walk out of my office and play with my kid, you know, being able to just feed him or hear him smile or play with him for 5 minutes, it doesn't have to be all day, it is such a profound gift. We always talk about, you know, like even if I made, and obviously we're doing well, but even if I made $60,000 in a traditional job, or $60,000, or let's say $100,000 in a traditional job with a boss, with an alarm clock, with the 9 to 5, but I guess in the U.S. it's more like 8 to 7 now.
Plus a commute.
Plus a commute. So if I made even $60,000, but had that ability to be at home with my kids on my own terms, you know, like right here, we've been here out with you guys for almost a week. Our business is up and running. Like, we're making money, you know, we're out there training, which is amazing, but that thing is always out there running for us, and that's an unbelievable gift. And I think that people don't understand that that's available to them. They think that they need to do like this and spend, you know, X amount of hundreds of thousands of dollars to have a business of their own. And it's not. Like, with the internet, it's just become so accessible to you today.
I mean, the thing I love about experiencing like 5 days of training that we've been doing now with such a diverse range of people. I mean, we've got GPs in there, we've got lawyers in there, we've got stay-at-home mums in there, we've got younger people, we've got older people. A lot of people in that room today are what we would class as sort of in the baby boomer era. Never really had this opportunity that we have up until, you know, maybe the last decade or so. The thing that I, you know, just love about what we do is the fact that even with all that diversity, even with people with very different skill sets and very different mindsets, each and every person, you know, that we come in contact with, really that what seems to drive them is not just quality of life for themselves, but what it can do for their families. And I think that when we, and as we know that we can provide this whole new education, this whole new way of thinking, which we will get onto more detail in other videos, but knowing that we can actually provide people that opportunity to live a completely different life, because I know from my perspective, after being in real estate agency, I was in a job, it wasn't my firm, for 8 years, and, you know, not having a formal education or certainly a higher level education. For me, I was of the mindset that this is all I know. You know, I don't have any other options. You know,
me too.
I had a good income. I was working, you know, 70 hours a week. That was one of the driving factors for me looking for something else in the first place. I had no spare time. But I remember vividly just thinking that I have no other choice. I have no other option. And that's why I really wanted to shoot this video, is because I want to really wake people up to the fact that, you know what, in this new digital economy, and by going through these videos that we're going to be sharing with you, you absolutely have options. And I don't care whether you've got a higher level education earning $750,000 a year, or whether you're somebody who, you know, has never really made a lot of money. If you're somebody who's hardworking and you're prepared to learn new skills, I think arguably we could say it's never been as simple as it is. There's never been so much opportunity.
This thing that you have in your pocket every single day has more technology in it today than the spaceship that made it to the moon in the 60s. So what you need to start thinking about is that there's tools and resources out there that you may not be aware of that provide you with a playground to take whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it is that you love, whatever mission you feel is inside of you that's incomplete, and bring that to the world, bring value to the world, and turn that into a business opportunity, or just, you know, really whatever it is that your vision is, you can bring it now to life. So what I want to let you know is that you already have everything that you need. There's actually not much we can teach you, but what we can give you access to is distinctions that you will recognize immediately from your own life experience that will unlock some possibilities that are not possible for you right now in the way that the world is framed to you, because the world has been introduced to you as, here's a career path, and inside this career path there are 2 walls, and it's a very linear process to walk towards what might look like success in that career path, right? We were bankers for a very long time. There was really only one way to grow in that career path. This is a very different type of experience. You walk into it and you immediately have this experience of expansion where you almost feel like you can really go anywhere with it. So our mission and our goal is to provide you with the experience so that mind, body, and soul are being taken care of. There's a holistic view to what we do, and maybe that sounds a little bit hokey to you, but there are people from our experience in the last 5 days who mentioned that they would prefer to come to an event like this, spend time in a community like this, versus even going on vacation. Yeah. And I want you to look at the reasons when you're in a traditional career, why do you go on vacation? Because you feel like you need to hit the reset button. You feel like you need to take care of your body and your mind and your spirit, and you go there because your energy is so low that the only way you can see yourself gaining some energy is by going to sit on a beach or something like that. And then you get home, and what's the first thing you feel like? I need a vacation for my vacation, right? You still didn't get it back. And you'll see that, what we see time and time again is people come into this experience, come and join us at Digital Experts Academy, and that just stops. That process is done. And now their whole life is about growing their energy, expanding their knowledge base, living in communities that make a difference, which inspire them and give them passion for what they're doing. And that's just a completely different way of living. My personal opinion is, your only job, and why you're going through this set of boot camps, is to sit there and ask yourself this question, and ultimately just make a decision whether it's yes or no. Do I want this lifestyle? Do I want to increase my quality of life? And think about yourself for right now. What would it take to increase your quality of life? You'd probably have to give up more time than you're giving up, right? Just to earn that extra buck or whatever it might be. You still are at the whim of your boss most likely, and most likely you're helping someone else build a vision. You have an opportunity to come here and completely empower yourself in a totally new way.
Okay, so I'll tell you where I want to take this now is, let's talk about the most fundamental, basic, specific skill set when it comes to actually transitioning, I suppose, or moving from what you know now in the traditional economy into this new digital economy. And Jay, I want you to talk about affiliate marketing specifically, and let's use Amazon as an example to really explain what this first skill set is that really is the one to master.
So if you think back to the 80s, when electronics were really coming on, and then email was invented, and then the internet in the mid-90s became kind of mainstream, and then towards the late 90s, e-commerce became common. I remember back when I first heard that you could buy something on the internet, it seemed like it wasn't that long ago.
Bit of a novelty as well.
Yeah, it was a real novelty, and then there was all of this conversation around security and can I trust the internet and all of that. And there was even debate. I remember back in the late 90s, early 2000s, debate about will online buying, like e-commerce, ever take off? Will people ever become comfortable with that? I remember that really distinctly, that conversation happening. Well, that was 20 plus years ago. Yep. And since then, and if we look back to that time, that was the beginning of what's called now the digital economy. And it seems you can't even open a publication of any sort or watch the news without a mention to this or mention of this digital economy. And what the digital economy essentially is this new economy that arose out of these inventions. Yep. Computerization and commerce becoming digitized. Well, over the last number of years, 20 or so years, the habit or the not only the ability to buy online, but the habit of buying online is increased in leaps and bounds, and it's increasing every single year. And if you look at a graph or you look at a chart, there's a huge percentage of buying online of consumer purchases that now happens online that used to happen before in a storefront. And you mentioned Amazon, and Amazon is a great example of this because not too long ago, Amazon was a place where you went to buy books. Yep. And it was a place for you to, buy your next favorite book. But now, Amazon really is the new marketplace.
Everything.
And this is just one example. Amazon, in my words, and I say this sometimes in my trainings, is they're ultimately eating Walmart's lunch, or they will eat Walmart's lunch. Walmart pretty much sells, at least in the U.S., they sell most products, like consumable household products. Now they're into groceries and all of that. There's actually one product, though, that they just took off of their shelves. And the product that just took off of their shelves is the Amazon Kindle. And the reason they took this product off of their shelves was because the Amazon Kindle is an Amazon product. And Amazon, if you think about it, really only has one of their own products. The one product that's their own, and that is the Kindle. And it's a really, in my opinion, a really feeble attempt by Walmart to kind of get back at Amazon. But Amazon is drop shipping billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of consumable products, household products. They own diapers.com, they own soap.com, they own a whole suite of other, they own imdb.com. They're everywhere, and all they are is an online marketplace.
Yep.
Well, in this online marketplace, and again, we're just using Amazon as one example, but this really applies to almost any retailer that sells online. These online marketplaces, they rely on independent affiliates. Stuart used the word affiliate and affiliate marketing. They rely on independent affiliates to bring customers through their front door. So if you think about this virtual warehouse, kind of like this massive Costco or this massive Walmart.
Or Asda or Tesco for our UK.
Sure. That has Amazon on the front of the building. Well, there are those warehouses that Amazon has built all around the world where they ship these products, to the end user. And when a customer buys something from one of the Amazon sites, if you do a product search in pretty much any product that you see online featured by Amazon, it's either by a merchant who's just using Amazon as the storefront, as the virtual storefront,
yep,
or it's an individual seller or a combination. And most of the products that are sold, the way that they're actually sold is when you, the consumer, or when the buyer is looking to purchase a product and they search online, the ad that they clicked on, or the website, or the banner, or the whatever it is that they clicked on, chances are that was placed there by an independent sales affiliate or an online affiliate, which is this concept of affiliate marketing that we're talking about. And if you just want to see how this works for yourself, you can just go to Amazon.com, right now, for example, and just scroll to the bottom of the website, and you'll see where it says become a reseller or become an affiliate. And becoming a reseller basically means, you've got products that you want to sell online. You can use the Amazon storefront essentially as your online, merchant to be able to deliver these products. And then when somebody buys the product, they will ship the product on your behalf. And then by signing up as a reseller, obviously you're signing up to their affiliate program as well, which means that all of these independent sales affiliates who are using the internet to connect buyers and sellers, they can also sell your products and services. And if you actually go there, and I would encourage you to do that, you can read some of the success stories and watch some of the videos of people who've built businesses and had success building businesses, what were before traditional brick and mortar businesses, but now they're able to sell online and have the entire world as their marketplace. And that's only possible with these two ingredients: the online merchant or the marketplace, which is Amazon in this case, and the merchant or the affiliate who brought the customer to that store. And Amazon's affiliate program, it pays 10%.
Yeah.
So if you connect buyers and sellers, and there's $1,000 worth of transactions that take place, there's a $100 commission that gets paid to you as an affiliate. And that's really where I got my start in online marketing. That's where Stuart got his start. That's where you guys got your start. And that ultimately is just, in a nutshell, what affiliate marketing is. But what we've done is we've taken that skill of connecting buyers and sellers online and just used that as the starting point and created an entire curriculum around that. An entire product suite that teaches all of these skills in a holistic way and provides all of the resources and all the training in one place. The reason we created this is because an academy that teaches this doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It didn't exist. And we know it didn't exist because we had to teach ourselves. And most of our students, a lot of our students, had to teach themselves this skill because there's nowhere to learn it. And there's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of misguidance, there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of stuff out there that just isn't factual or it's simply outdated.
Yep.
So seeing this need and this want of people, and then seeing the opportunity also to help thousands of people change the quality of their life by getting into this mix, getting involved in this new digital economy.
And if it's still, I just want to point out, a very young
Absolutely.
industry.
It's just started.
Chances are this is the first time you're hearing about affiliate marketing. Well, there aren't that many people that actually know affiliate marketing exists.
Yep.
And you were talking about 10% commissions. I mean, we show you how to get products and get 50%, 70%, 80% commissions, and really make
substantial,
some life-changing income here.
We've got students in the room. In fact, I was going to say next door, they've just gone to the bar. Fortunately for them, they've had an intense 3 days, so they're ready to celebrate these new skill sets. But the point is
I should mention as well that you'll see some of the success stories and some of them sharing on some of the videos. If you continue to go through the boot camp, you'll see exactly some of the changed lives, so to speak.
We've got students who have gone to the bar who have been, earning up to $8,000 per sale. So forget even percentages. I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's 10% or 100%. When you're talking about $8,000 a sale, that's kind of a skill set that most people would like to learn. And the thing that has enabled us to be as successful as we have been today, and continue to be more successful at taking people from where they are to where they want to be with these new online skill sets, is the fact that we're fortunate that tools and technology are being simplified. The way that you made money online even 5 years ago is significantly different. It's significantly, I would say, arguably harder from a perspective of that a lot of the tools and technology meant you needed to be technical. You needed to have a fairly natural talent when it comes to actually working on a computer. And the reason that we're doing videos like this, and the reason that we hold events like we are here, is because we've proven that we can take pretty much someone that's barely even used their laptop or computer, maybe sent a few emails or an online, and showing them through a proven curriculum, it's a proven curriculum, how they can go from there to where they want to be with these new skill sets and partially new mindsets. So what Digital Experts Academy is going to do for you is it's going to give you the opportunity to play as big a game as you want to play. What we've done that's incredibly different to anything else out there is not just create a curriculum, but actually create a community, and a community of individuals who are going to support you regardless of your age, regardless of your background, regardless of your experiences, achieve your own personal online goals. Now, some people that are here now, they have goals of just replacing their income, maybe 60,000, 40,000, 100,000 a year. There are other individuals in there who are already well on their way to having their first $250,000 a year. And we have other students, not so much that are here at this event, that are now starting to work towards having their very first 7-figure business. So what I love about this industry is that you can really write your own paycheck and you can play as big as you want to play. But the one thing that we're so unbelievably passionate about is giving people this opportunity to have a whole new way of life, a lifestyle where you can actually have some balance. A lifestyle where you can get the exercise in, you can, work from anywhere in the world, you can write your own schedule or timetable. For some of us, that might be just working in the evenings. For others, it might be working normal hours, and for some, it might be just mornings. And I think that is what really makes such a profound difference to people's lives. It's not so much that people wake up and think, I want to make money online. A lot of people, as long as they're making money doing something that they love and enjoy, which unfortunately for most people isn't the case, it's one of those things that until you really wake up to the fact that you've got another option, that often people don't even consider what's out there. So, Ilan, before we wrap this video up, as a product of the product, in other words, somebody who started with zero experience along with Guy, and now in a position where you're able to provide this lifestyle for your family, what advice would you give somebody who sat there thinking, can I really do this? Is this something that I can achieve? It sounds amazing, possibly even too good to be true. What advice would you give someone who sat behind the other side of the screen that's thinking, I don't really think that I could do this? This seems like a bit, wow,
Yeah. Well, I want to answer that kind of in 2 parts. So first, as you were talking, something I realized was I was a really good businessman. When I started, I at least I thought I was, and I built a business over 8 years. We had $100 million in assets under management, and when I lost my own company, I went out into the job market because I thought, hey, listen, I have so much experience, I should be able to get easily a job that pays me multiple 6 figures. And this went on for almost a year. I couldn't find anything. So for me, what was eye-opening was like, holy crap, the world has changed. Like, I have great skills and I still can't find anything. So what was really important for me is when I reinvented myself, to find something that when I mastered this one skill, I will never have to master anything else, because no matter what happened in the world, I got to write my own paycheck. And I knew that if I mastered this whole marketing thing, I don't know, that's kind of a broad term, but I can market anything. People what's the one thing any business needs is bringing more business to them. So if I marketed, if I learned that, I can do that. And I'm not technical. My brother would attest. He actually calls me, this is not going to be PC, but technically retarded. Other than writing emails and scheduling stuff on my calendar, that's all I knew when I started. But I love what you said. You don't really need to know the technical stuff, because with a few very smart strategies that I think we've been able to incorporate really well, and clearly, different people with different education levels and business know-how and age groups and all that stuff have all been able to master them, so it's not that hard. Learning these basic few things, us showing you the tools and resources that we use, how to outsource things, you can just build a very, very good business. And just keep growing it and create additional cash flow and income streams that even if you don't want to leave your current job, I think, who wouldn't love an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month in their pocket? But, from my experience, that's how we started, and we just fell in love with it, and it was like, why would we do anything else? But it really is not that hard.
So, Guy, just from a perspective of somebody at home, Ilan's obviously, like us, very confident that anybody who is serious about this can achieve it. What attributes would you say are most important to an individual that wants to learn this whole new way of creating a lifestyle?
It's a great question. I think it's very simple. You don't have to have necessarily any certain type of skill set. I think him and I have been involved, I think everyone around this table at some point has been involved heavily in personal development. We've coached people through things. And what I've always seen as a common factor, whether it's personal or business development, is just the willingness to be coachable. Is just to be open enough to say, you know what, I trust you enough and your experience enough that I'm willing to say, you do this, and then just give that a try. Now, your experience might not be identical to ours or to Jay's or to Stu's in terms of what you will experience by doing that, but you'll uncover what you need to uncover, and as long as you use the guidance that we provide, that our community provides for you, you're going to step into something that you've never seen before. And I totally get it. You're probably sitting there and you're going, I've heard this before, making more money, a new career or whatever. I mean, we don't consider this a career, but it's fine if you're skeptical. You can sit there and be skeptical. You can go and do as much research as you want in this company, and you'll see that we provide exactly what we're talking about. You can take our word for it. You're sitting there with your own thoughts, and that's fine. And I totally understand that. And you may have even heard something that sounded like this before. But I know that what's behind everything that we're saying is a mission that's far surpassed beyond just you earning more money. It's about you finding who you are. It's about you getting back in touch with what makes you human, which is finding purpose and having passion for living every single day. And for me, that's even more important than the money. And I think that's why Ilan said, you might make $100,000 at your 9 to 5 or your 8 to 7, but if you want to make more money or you want to increase your quality of life, again, think about what that would take. Here, it's a very, very different picture. And all we want you to do, or what we're trying to convey, I think, as best as we possibly can, because you have to understand we have a very different view of how things operate in the world, is just to, even if you decide to put one foot in and keep one foot out, just stare through our eyes for a minute, and that's what we're inviting you to do. Come stare through our eyes at what the world looks like when you're willing to take this opportunity. And if you are willing to be coachable, and that was a common factor in that room, these are people who are coachable, and because they're coachable, they're getting results each and every day. So you can walk into any opportunity, and that's any opportunity, and if you're not willing to listen to the people who've done it before you, and so they can at least impart some of that experience inside of you, chances are you're gonna not enjoy the experience. You're gonna hit your head against the wall a lot. You're going to experience a lot of failure, and unless you know powerfully how to move through those things, you won't. But we provide here a foundational experience and foundational learning that allows you to have a particular experience so that you get to know yourself as who we truly believe you are, your authentic self. And I believe that's one of the greatest gifts you could give somebody, is to let that out. And people who are successful here are people who are willing to be themselves, and we want that for you. We want that for everybody in the world.
So what we have for you next is a series of other videos that you can go through in your own time. The other thing I want to mention is you're going to notice that we do things a little bit differently to most people online, and we actually have an application. And the reason we have an application process is actually to protect the integrity of our community. Unfortunately, this is an industry when it comes to learning this skill set of making money online that really has been tarnished with some sort of a bad brush, I suppose. A lot of hype, a lot of false promises, exaggerations, even outright scams and lies. So for our community and to protect the integrity of our community, it's very important for us that we speak to you. And I'm talking about that we actually get on the phone with you and really find out from you what it is that you're trying to achieve and really give you some honest feedback to whether that we may or may not be a good fit for you. Now, the result of you taking that application process is really two things. First of all, you're going to get the opportunity to reach out to us and say, hey, I'm really interested. I'm somebody who has a lot of purpose and a lot of passion. I want to have change in my life. I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to do that within a certain degree. And you guys sound like you may be able to help, and it's your way of reaching out to us. The second thing it's going to do for you is it's going to immediately give you access to some complimentary training. And the reason we wanted to give you some complimentary training is because we want to kind of give you a bit more of the sort of how this all works. What it is that you would actually be doing, and what it is that you're going to be doing as a business model in order to really start to get momentum online. And this is something that you're going to get immediate access to. And what I'm going to recommend that you do is go through these trainings, go through the videos even before you submit the application, and really get very clear on thinking about what maybe this could do for you. How different would your life be? Ask yourself the question, how different would your life be if you could all of a sudden replace your income and earn income on your own terms from anywhere in the world, as long as you have a laptop and an internet connection? What would that do for you, your family? And then start to think about the fact that you can then scale those new mindsets, scale those new skill sets to really write your own paycheck, however ambitious that might be. And what I want to do is make sure that when we get on the phone with you, that you're really clear about what it is that you're trying to achieve, so we can just give you honest feedback. It may be that you're too ambitious, and we're going to tell you that, do you know what, it may be possible, but the chances are you're not going to do $1 million in your first 6 months. It may be that, you're in a position where you're just looking to really top up your income. Maybe you want to retire your wife from a job she hates, or your husband from a job that he hates. Maybe you just want more time with your children. Do us a favour and be really clear on the end result that you're looking for. And then what we can do is start to set the expectation. We can start to really share with you the amount of time you're going to need to invest, the options that you have. I mean, we have a product line that ranges from pretty much $20 with the complimentary training right the way up to $20,000. And there's all different programs, all different trainings, depending on what you're looking for. We've got people here with us now who have flown in from literally all over the world.
All over.
The US, Australia, all around Europe, obviously people in the UK. And this is what makes us get out of bed. It's knowing that we have the opportunity to really wake people up and start to take control in their lives. So if this all sounds good, I want to encourage you to go through all of the videos, check out our testimonials, look in the eyes of the people speaking to the camera. You're going to see that this is very, very real if you want it to be. So I'm going to sign out. Thank you very much for coming through to watch this video. I look forward to us hopefully being on the phone with you very, very soon. Jay, I don't know if you've got any finishing words.
No, that's it. I think the final word that I would say is don't wait until you're forced to. A lot of our members wait or have waited until they're either underemployed or, God forbid, unemployed, or their business has been made redundant or made irrelevant in the marketplace, and they're forced out of necessity to reinvent themselves. If you're in that place, by all means, submit your application and let's get started on recreating your financial stability right now. But if you're not in that place yet, then count that as a blessing, because it's much easier to reinvent yourself before you're forced to, before you've painted yourself in a corner where you have no other options. You can't deny that the digital economy is exploding. You can't deny that there's an economy out there that's booming, and if you can get involved in it and you can start to get your piece of it, the sooner the better. So don't wait. I would suggest that you submit your application. It's risk-free. It's 100% risk-free. But if for any reason you decide this isn't for you, for any reason your application isn't accepted, you'll get a full refund. So there is no risk. In fact, we're taking all of the risk. So on that note, I would encourage you to submit your application, to take a look closely at what we have, and go from there and make a decision that's right for you. So with that, we look forward to seeing you on the rest of the videos and look forward to your success with our community here as well. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.